Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to another class. My name is Mr. E, and I'm here to take you to the next level in terms of your language, soft skills, and everything related to call centers. Today's topic is a language development class. We're going to talk about modals for ability and how you can use these modals that are here on the board to express different types of abilities, different types of skills, different types of capabilities, and of course, different types of accomplishments or achievements that you can talk about in your call center or processes, anything regarding to customer service. Let's get started with the modals for today. We're going to talk about three tenses: past, present, and future. We'll talk about could, can, and able to for all the three tenses that we got on the board. Let's check out some examples that we've got on the board. So we've got some examples for you, applications that you can use immediately for the call center. Example number one, we were able to locate your package. Number two, you will be able to use your service in Puerto Rico. Three, I am able to place a 7-day extension on your bill. Four, will I be able to have free roaming in Canada? Five, unfortunately, we won't be able to refund the item. Six, sorry, I couldn't access your account information. Seven, we are able to block unwanted numbers. Eight, I was able to be promoted to supervisor. Okay, so in these examples, what we got here is we're using the modals, but we're using these specific modals to express the following ideas. I want you to remember the word for today. The word for today is pack. Pack. P-A-C. Pack. Now, the first P, you're going to remember the first P because it's going to mean past, present, and future. So the first P, the letter P in pack is going to be past, present, and future. The letter A is going to refer to abilities and accomplishments. And the letter C is going to refer to capabilities, things that you are capable of doing. So that's what PAC is going to stand for. When you use these modals of ability, you will be able to express past, present, future abilities, accomplishments, and capabilities in all the tenses. So as you can see here in the different examples, we applied the modals to precisely express these ideas. So we were able to locate your package. That means that we had the capability, we had the capability, the resources, the people to locate this package. Number two, you will be able to use your service in Puerto Rico. This means this will be a future ability, a future capability that the customer will have to use the service in Puerto Rico. Number three, I am able to place a 7-day extension on your bill. Am able to place. This is a present ability. So I'm telling the customer, I'm expressing to the customer that I have the ability, I have the capability to place a hold on the account so the customer service does not get interrupted. Number four, will I be able to have free roaming in Canada? This is a question perhaps the customer is asking. Will I be able to have free roaming? So what the customer is saying, will I have the capacity or the ability to use my service in Canada? Number five, unfortunately, we won't be able to refund the item. So here we're giving the no to the customer. We're saying no to the customer. And what we're saying here is won't be able to refund the item. So what we're saying here to the customer is that we have the, instead of the ability in the negative tense, we're going to have the inability. We're going to have the inability. So to process the refund, that means we don't have the capacity or the ability to go ahead and process the refund. Number six, sorry, I couldn't access your account information. Couldn't access means here I didn't have the ability or the correct information. Number seven, we are able to block unwanted numbers. are able to block. Perhaps the customer wants you to block unwanted numbers. So what you're definitely going to tell the customer, absolutely, sir, we are able to do that. So that means we have the capacity, the abilities, and of course, as the agent, I have the skills. Number 8, I was able to be promoted to supervisor. Was able to be promoted to supervisor. So what I'm talking about here is a personal achievement. A personal achievement, an accomplishment. So after many months or years of being an agent, I was able to be promoted to supervisor. So it was an achievement. I was able to realize this achievement. I was able to have this accomplishment. So that's what I'm expressing here. I'm not really expressing ability. I'm more the idea here is more about an accomplishment, because being promoted is an accomplishment. Okay, so here you can see some practical applications, how the language, the simple use of the modals will help you convey these very important ideas to your customers, or to explain yourself in a call center context. Now let's take a look at the grammar to understand the modals. So for you to picture it much better, I placed a timeline here. We have the past here, the present, and the future, the main 3 tenses that we're going to use. And I put a contrast between can over here at the top and able to here at the bottom. So let's start with can. So basically, when we want to talk about just an ability, we always use can. And the past ability is expressed with could. So could will be the, if you wish, the past of can. And in the negative sense, or inability, we have can't in the present, right? And in the past tense, this would be couldn't. And of course, like any modal verb, we're going to use the verb in the base form with these modals, okay? The thing with these modals with can and could is that we can only, when it comes to ability, we are only able to talk about ability with these modals, not accomplishments or achievements. This is more about an ability, a skill, a talent, something that you know how to do. Okay, so that's when it comes. Now we can use present and past. Now the interesting thing is that there is no future form of can. There is no future form. So that leaves us with no modal, no form of can. So you can't say will can. That does not exist. So that's why we put an asterisk there, because there is no future expression of that. Now, in order to express the future ability, let's say a future ability or a future accomplishment, then we need to introduce a different modal. The modal that we're going to introduce is the modal able to. Now, with able to, the cool thing about able to is that it's going to allow us to express a past ability, present ability, but also it'll help us express a future ability. Okay, so the easy thing about able to is that it's going to have an assistant or an auxiliary. Let's say the auxiliary for able to is going to be the verb to be. In the past tense, we'll express it as was, were. So we'll say was able to or were able to plus the verb in the base form. In the present ability or present achievement, we're going to say am able to, is able to, or are able to plus the verb in the base form to express a present ability. And for the future, to express a future ability or a future accomplishment or achievement, we'll use will be plus able to plus the verb in the base form. In the negative sense, what we're going to do is we're going to continue to use verb to be, but this time we'll express the verb be in its negative form. So for negative be here, we'll have wasn't and weren't plus able to and the verb in the base form. This is an inability in the past, and inability in the present. We'll use verb be, am, is, are, not, plus able to and the verb in the base form. And for a future inability, we're going to use will be, which is won't be, plus able to and the verb in the base form. So that's how we'll do it. So this is, let's say, our first form here for the future. But there is a second option that we can also use for the future, which is the going to be form. Going to be. So for this form, we're also going to use verb to be. Am is are plus going to be plus able to plus the verb in the base form to also express a future ability, a future achievement. This is possible. So this is your second option, your second structure that you would have here. But basically, you're expressing the same thing. I will be able to work from home, or I'm going to be able to work from home, are basically the same ideas. Or we will be able to graduate this year, or I'm going to be able to graduate this year. So future accomplishments as well. So it's practically the same idea, okay? Now the key here is to control the grammar, to control the structure, so it makes sense what you're saying with able to. Basically, that's what we're going to use the rest of the class for in terms of talking about modals for ability. Let's check out some more examples, a couple of dialogues, and some activities, so you guys are able to use it immediately. All right, let's check it out. Cool. All right, guys, any questions about that? So far, so good. Let me know. Okay, so how we're doing there? So far, so good? Any questions? So far, so good?
So good, coach.
No
Yeah.
question, Mr. E.
So far, so good? What about the gentleman? Heslon Vidal. How we doing? So far,
Yes,
so good, guys?
everything. Yes, so far it's good.
All good,
So
Mr.
far,
A.
okay, good. All good, all good, all good. Let's check out some more examples in the structures in the document. Yeah, let's check it out. Okay. Let's go to the document.